Hello guys, World War Z, playing tunnel vision, extreme difficulty, playing solo with the bots.
What's going on?
For the extreme mode, it's not too bad. The only difference in extreme mode, it can be tricky. The damage he takes, it's all the same. Uh, the zombie waves, it's all the same. You can expect the same thing as it was in insane mode. The only difference is the ammo crates deplete every time you take ammo out of it, and the indicators, like objectives, if you have a switch to hit, you don't get the indicator until you're really close. And for this mission here, you'll see how big a difference, especially when mini swarms keep spawning and health's getting low and you're trying to find things fast. It can really make it tough, but it's not too bad. It's the only difference. It's the indicators, like grenade refills. If they're in dark corners, you're not going to see them. I like that anyway, because if you're playing with noobs who are like gunslingers, it's a tough mission, and you're fixers or medics, and you need those grenade refills. And these gunslingers, they're taking the grenade refills. If they're noob and they really don't know where everything is, it could be a good thing. But extreme mode, it's really not that different. It's just the ammo. Whenever you're using your gun, you've got to almost run that gun down, and you've got to switch to your sidearm. You've got to use your sidearm a lot more. Your pistol. And if you're playing solo, you'll see what I do here. If I open a crate where I'll be fighting and there's a good gun there and there's a bad gun, I'll take the bad gun and I'll go and swap it with a good gun further away, and I will leave the two good guns beside. You just learn the tricks to manage your ammo. It's really not that bad. The damage, everything's all the same. This is the second time I've passed this mission. I've passed it and I was in the process of uploading it, but when I watched it again, I said it's not the best tutorial. I was really clueless to find these switches and things. So I went back and I've done it again because I'm really confident this is a great strategy I've got for this mission. When you come into this room here, the first thing you've got to do, the gate where the exit is, you've got to go up to the gate where the exit is, initiate the switch panels. This gate here, once you go up here, it initiates the next objective. There's an objective coming up, and now what you've got to do, because you'll not know where these switches is, before you activate a switch, look for the switches, because you'll go around circles, and it'll like me the first time playing it, I went around circles. What I do now is I go up, activate the next objective at the gate, and I try and find the switches first before I activate any of them. There's one right in the middle. It's easy to forget. Like killing bulls here now and killing these zombies and going looking for another two switches. You can easily forget where that switch is. It's in the middle, and there was one there, I just spotted it. So I've got one in the middle and I've got one on the top deck. And as always, just making sure I remember where that other switch is. Yeah, that was one, and then the other one was on that catwalk. And see, breaching charges, you have to go really close to find them. Now there's the second switch there. And as always, there's two switch locations in here. And the first thing you do is you want to get into this room, clear this room out, clear the whole area of zombies. Yeah, scout out your switches. Collect your special weapon. You normally always get a special weapon here. There's a switch there. So if it's not there, it's in this room behind me now where I jumped out that window. I always clear that room out, do that switch first.
You're rat food now.
Yeah, and go then to the rest of the switches that you've remembered where they were. Because it's really not a lot of time. You can't go around there looking for all those switches. You have to get really close. It's really hard, this indicator thing. It could be good with the noobs, with the taking the grenade refills, and it's really bad for objectives.
Asshole. I do not like it in here. Let's make it fast.
Yeah, my class here, I'm a medic, and as I said in the last video with Slasher, with Lone Shark, killing the special restores a stun gun. My medic's kind of like every special I kill, it always seems like I always get a stim back. If you're not always going to get the stims, that's an amazing perk build. If you're playing co-op with friends, you're really into the game, you're really trying to do well. If you have a slasher or a medic in the team, get the rest of your team to shout out specials. Those medics or slashers, they won't have to lift grenade refills. The rest of the team can take all the grenade refills if they shout out specials for your medic or slasher. It's an amazing perk. The medic with that perk build, you're really going to be the safest player in the team, taking the least damage, as always. You'll always be able to keep your team in good shape. If I'm playing in a good team and I really trust them, I'll just stim my team, keep them safe. But if you're doing objectives, sometimes there's some games you've just got to keep those stims yourself. Most times when I play brain surgery co-op, I be medic, and when everybody's dying, I can easily get the two cases and make it back. You see there, all the ammo's nearly gone. There's a little bit left. It's not even enough to fully fill the gun. I filled my scout rifle because that's the gun I want to carry on to the next section. And I think that ammo disappeared in that gun. I've got 2 auto turrets here. Here's the best tip, the first best tip in this strategy. Is don't put that second auto turret down. Keep that auto turret for the end. Only because I had 2, I put it down. A second auto turret for the final fight really helps. This is a great strategy. You just watch how easy I pass this mission. It may be a long video, but if you're really keen on passing this in extreme solo, just play it patient. Like what I'm doing. You just can't get any easier. If you want to be John Rambo, well, expect it to be a lot tougher. This is going to be one of the best strategy tutorials that I've done for this mission. Everything's clockwork. It's really easy. I used to say this was one of the toughest missions. Playing co-op, it really is tough. Because co-op people just don't always do things quietly. Some people you play with, they don't even have silencers in their weapons. Yeah, I clear the areas out, and I just take things at my own leisure. You don't even need an auto turret for this section. Those bots, they really do a great job. I remember saying, yeah, a few weeks ago, whenever I was doing the solo and scene mode with the bots, I said they were useless, but certain missions, they really were useless. Like the brain surgery, the bots at the start of that mission, the first half of that mission, they're awful. But once you get them into Green Gold's house, well, they really start to do well then. But if you can stay with the bots, they really do a great job. But you've always got to have stim pistols on this. You've got to go to the gas and you've got to manage your stim pistols really well. If you're a medic, my perk build, a medic, it's... I don't know what the other two perks is, but there's a 25% chance that my medkit doesn't deplete. Make sure you have that on. If you're playing with bots, there's no point having the perk where you apply a medkit. It gives them a shield also. Forget about that. Chances are when you're applying medkits anyway, and see the way I step back there can be a lurker spawn there at times, but you'll hear him. If you hear him, just step back, you can get a shot at him there. Run that perk, the 25% chance that the medkit doesn't deplete. And always have, you've got to have masking effect on your stim pistols. Yeah, it's amazing for bulls. If a bull's charging at you and you stim with the mask, like you see me mask there now, that bull just stops. It's 5 seconds the mask lasts for. It's enough time to get him behind and 4 melees take him out. Yeah, a lot of people like Fixer the best, but this perk build with Medic, it's got more value than the Fixer has. The Fixer's got 2 grenades which last 16 seconds with certain perks. Well, the Medic's got 3 stim pistols, it's 15 seconds, versus the Fixer's 32 seconds. But with that perk I have killing the specials. It seems like every special I kill, I restore a stim pistol, which it's give me another 5 seconds of stim. You're just going to have more masking chances than the Fixer has. Yeah, 5 seconds, it's a lot to take out danger or balls or revive teammates, do objectives. Not only does the stim last for 5 seconds, or the masking effect, the zombies walk away and leave you whenever you mask. Yeah, they may get attracted to someone else then. Like if you're on the tunnel bore machine, you mask, they go away. They may go to someone else, and it's the best class in the game, the Medic. But a good Fixer, playing on a co-op team, masking all his team, shouting out, masking grenade going off, masking everyone masks 16 seconds. It just kills everything. Everybody's doing it super safe. That's probably the best thing in the game if the masking grenades are used in that way. But normally they're not. Normally people just mask themselves, so the Medic's way superior most situations. You see, you can't see my grenade refills in here.
Yeah, it's not so dead.
You see there, I restored a stamina by killing that lurker there.
Find a key
Yeah,
on
it
this
seems
guy.
like nearly every special that I kill,
Stim boost.
We're stuck here until we get the key.
this is a nightmare here. You
Didn't
see,
find a key on this guy.
those corpses, you've got to search for the key. You can't even see. No indicator comes up until you're almost touching the corpse. You've got to know where these bodies are. You know you always get two in this room.
Guys, we gotta search bodies for the key.
But don't make the mistake that I've made. There's times I go trying to search corpses without activating the panel. Each time you drop down, see a panel, activate it.
Guys, we gotta search bodies for the key.
Using a stem.
Always vital to get out and take out that screamer as quick as possible. You'll always be in one of those catwalks, whether it's the top, middle or bottom.
Gotta search bodies for the key.
You see his medic? No balls get me as medic. You know how frustrating the ball can be in this game?
I got the key.
And now I've got the
Going
key.
to the control panel. Okay, this should help.
You see the glare of the new melee weapon there? Yeah, really cool weapon. Yeah, but it's just for show really. It doesn't give it no damage boost, or it wouldn't be fair in the game if it did give a damage boost, because it would really hurt the slasher. The slasher one shots every zombie, where everyone else has to do it in two. I wish but that they would give a little bit more push radius, that you can move faster with it. Like the slasher's got upgrades of push radius. You see a slasher, he just dives so far forward and so far back. He's just diving all over the place, slashing.
Okay, let's go.
That's the push radius. I wish it would give it a little bit of that. Here's the part here. I haven't activated this panel yet. I think when you activate that panel, a lot of zombies they'll come out. So what I'm doing here now is I'm just going to kill as many zombies down here as I can. Yeah, I'm using the marker because there are 3 corpses down there, and one of those guys has got the key. I want to know exactly where I'm going because it's dark down there. Once you get into the gas, it's really dark. And you don't really want to waste too many stims or health down there. You really want to be efficient down here. That's why I'm playing the patient game here. This really is the easiest strategy. I've played this co-op so many times, and I know how tough this gas room section can be. I've had so many fails playing with guys on here. This place can be a nightmare. There's one body there.
We got a fan switch here. Let's get this aired out.
And there, I see another one. I've marked them. That's 2.
Come on, creep.
So I'm just going to plan out my route here. Which one shall I search first? I'm going to try and do 2 in the one trip and make it back up.
Look, over here.
And there's the third one.
I see another fan control. Probably airs out the place.
Eyes over here.
There's 2. And then that other guy's in that far corner. Yeah, if you have trouble finding these guys, so sometimes at the far side of the room behind the cage down at the bottom, there can be 2 guys in there, and you can't always take. There's one of them there. There's 2, and there's 3. Yeah, it's good that I've able to spot all 3 this time. Sometimes you can't do that.
I'm getting real tired of this. Find that goddamn
Yeah,
key.
they're in behind the pillars. You can't see them. You've just got to go on blind and search for them.
We go together. Keep your medkits handy.
Reaper is close.
Yeah, I've activated the panel there now. You see when I've activated that the zombies came then.
Eyes over here.
Just making sure I remember where these guys is again. I think I'm going to drop down and get that guy first. Yeah, go on behind the cage at the far side and search that guy. Come in here and check for a lurker, because you can get a free stim if you've got that perk build that I'm using.
Using a stem.
Yeah, if you're playing on a team, you could get your teammates to highlight these guys, because it's very blurry and it's hard to see. And you see there, you can't even see them zombies from up top. I've had to use my stim. I'm going to need a lurker now to go back down to get that last guy who's got the key.
Sneaky Zeke is close.
Keeping you in the fight. I owe you. Yeah, it's not your day, Chris.
Yeah, and I get a stim off that guy. Yeah, that's a trick for you if you're really struggling this mission. You're a medic and you need your stims. You come to this far end of the room here. Yeah, you keep doing laps of this place. Those lurkers will keep spawning. And if you're confident in taking them out, well, you'll always get a stim. You should always get past this area of the mission.
Come on now, Creep. I know your ass is there.
And look, I've got another one. I've got 2 stims now.
Keeping you in the fight.
I'm sure that there'll be times they won't give you stims, but just keep coming back. You'll get a lurker. You'll get that stim. I forget now. It's that guy down there, lying up against the
Using a
pillar.
stem.
This is the guy with the key now. Trust me, this is the best strategy. I have tried this in the blind, coming down here just searching bodies, zombies, not killing the zombies from up top, and just not seeing a thing.
Thank God. I was a minute from passing out.
Last level down and we get out of here. Right there.
Guys, we gotta
Head into the red tunnel. Did you guys catch up with Roy yet? Ginger fella. About
And once you get the
5'7"?
gas cleared out, then you can always search in here, because
What do we have here?
a medkit there in that box. Well, I've got it on this crate, but that brown box beside it, sometimes there is a medkit there, and you can get stim pistols in there as well. I like the scout rifle for its accuracy. If you're looking to do everything stealthy, it's gotta be an accurate weapon like the. I always go for headshots anyway. So it's tier 1, but it'll always kill a headshot, so I like its accuracy. And just mosey along here. You see, I haven't sprinted yet. Get these boxes. I may think about sprinting now. That's when I sprint, when I got to those boxes. That way I can sprint all the way to the end now. And I still haven't even used the stim pistol.
Somebody hit the door button.
I do that every time the same. When I do it solo, that's exactly the way I do it all the time. I don't sprint until I get to those boxes.
This should help.
It really gets me through that area. It's super easy. I like the RPG. You really you definitely want an RPG for this final fight, because when you're defending the train, sometimes
Train could be on the other side.
they attack both sides of the train, and you have not got time beyond loading 50 rounds of assault shotgun, or they unload 6 or 9 shots of the MLG. You just don't have that time. You keep your RPG for the section where they attack both sides of the train. You can hit one side of the train with the RPG, and you can use the tunnel boring machine for the other side. I'm nearly sure there's an RPG. You'll always come across at least 2 RPGs in this mission. That's the second most vital tip in this. The first one was, if you only have one auto turret in the first hub section of defending the train, don't use the auto turret. Take that auto turret, like I did. Bring this auto turret to this section. And then the second tip is, make sure you bring an RPG forward for this as well. This mission, I've really made it look really easy. Every time I play it, it's just so easy. The only way I die in this mission, it's the only way you can die doing this strategy. It's not saving the driver. It's him that dies. It's not you. The mission fails, but you don't die. That's the only tricky part of this mission. And I believe if you've got an RPG for the part where they attack 2 sides of the train, you can use the tunnel boring machine on one side and the RPG on the other. That's the way you'll get it done solo, because the bots, they don't really defend the train. As I say, patience. I'm just taking things easy here. I'm not rushing into this hub. I take out all the zombies first.
Let's flip the door switch and get the hell out.
And look for stim pistols, defense kits. Here's where you put your auto turrets. That's why I tell you to bring 2, because you want the 2 auto turrets here.
Anything to slow them down.
And now I've got the 2 auto turrets, because if you don't bring that forward,
Auto turret ready.
sometimes you can get 2 auto turrets in here, but most times you won't.
Reloading.
The 2 auto turrets, you may not even have to use too many stim pistols with those 2 auto turrets.
5 seconds.
And stationary turrets,
Machine
they're not really vital in this, but I'll use them anyway. And that was a tricky situation there. I just had ball in my head there. I wasn't even thinking about lurker.
I thought he'd never go down.
And don't trust that when you're stimmed. If you know the bull's attacking someone else, if you're in the way, he'll grab you, masked and all. I couldn't believe that one day that happened. I masked and he was charging for somebody directly behind me. And he grabbed me while I was masked.
Okay, I said we're gonna wait. Now get together.
Appreciate it.
Looks pretty sturdy.
Yeah, that breaching charge was terrible. A chainsaw, which is useless for me in this. Yeah, and that light machine gun, that really let me down defending the train one time. Yeah, I don't, I opt not for that light machine gun. I'd use the payload before I would use the light machine gun. Preferably, I would like an MLG here.
.50 cal turret locked and loaded. Works for me.
That was a great find up there. I got 2 SMGs.
We can't move without everyone.
Yeah, that box is full of ammo. I'm thinking I'll top up this battle rifle and I'll just use the 2 SMGs, but I'll lift them there rather than running to collect ammo. I'm going to leave the RPG down because the first swarm won't attack both sides. I'll use the payload for that. Yeah, it's trial and error if you're doing this, and you'll know the bits that's letting you down. You just counter it then, like what I'm doing now. I know the bits that can let me down, and I'm ready with that RPGs. That's my counter.
Okay, moving on.
Once that scenario comes up again, well, I've got the RPG this time, and it's going to do the job
Looks like
every time.
Simple but effective.
Yeah, pretty useless turret that you can't even defend the train. So I'm just going to take out a few zombies with it. Switch to payload. It's pretty weak, the payload. An MLG would have defended that train a lot easier. This, every time you defend the train, don't worry, it always goes down to the final second. It gives you an extended couple of seconds when it goes to 0. Just don't panic. Just believe that you're going to do it. You don't have to kill all zombies. I think 10 zombies is 5 zombies or whatever. If there's 5 zombies on the train, it doesn't count. But once it goes any more, well, you've got to kill them. You've got to reduce it to 5 or 10 or whatever it is.
Switches on. Bring on the battering ram.
Now, this is the section with 2 swarms. I can't really remember. Can it be the third section, or is it the second? Always the second section where they attack both sides of the train. I'm just not sure. Just keep your eye on that. You'll know when the zombies are spawning in, when they're coming down. If they're running up both sides, you know that they're attacking both sides of the train. That's the way you'll know. And that's your RPG. This is it now. They're going to be attacking both sides. I'm just keeping my finger on this tunnel-borne machine. That way that it's real close in. Once they attack that other side, I'll let go of this.
Keep 'em off the train.
They haven't attacked that other side yet.
Switches on. Bring on the battering ram. Keep 'em off the train.
Yeah, I don't think those zombies are there on that side yet. Yeah, maybe the third swarm.
Reloading.
Yeah, if you're doing this solo, you've got to use this tunnel-borne machine.
Hold your ground, people.
Yeah, and with those 2 turrets, you're really safe up here. One bot, even better again. There, this is definitely the section with the 2. I kind of took a chance getting on this turret that this is not a good idea. But now I've got less than 10 seconds now to get the other side, and you can get it here through this window. Yeah, the RPG is amazing. It's the best special weapon. Proud of this tutorial because I know it's probably the best tutorial I've ever done. It's really, it's no skill at all. It's just making the right choices at the right times. And patience, bringing that auto turret to the end. Keeping the RPG for when they attack the both sides of the train. It's just those little things. And scouting out those switches before activating them, clearing out the room, just taking a patient in the gas room. Real easy strategy. It's really not extreme at all.